Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this Ropoda inflatable sleeping pad with built-in foot pump. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. Okay, so let's get this open. Now I want to be careful not to cut the pad when I open this. So it comes with a cinch bag to store it in. Here we have the pad itself. It has an elastic strap. Looks like it comes with 3 patches in case it were to get a leak. So the dimensions on this are 27 inches by 77 inches. So here are the instructions. Here are the inflation steps. It says press the double layer deflation valve firmly to close it. Open the inflation valve. Pressing the air pump inside the sleeping pad with your foot or hand. After fully inflated, close the inflation valve. And then to deflate, it says fully open the double layer deflation valve on the pillow. Fold the pad lengthwise into 3 layers with the sponge air pump in the middle. Roll the pad from the pump towards the pillow. Use the storage bag for storage. Here it talks about fixing a puncture. Okay, so on the end we have this valve here. So it's a check valve and it has 2 parts to it. So if you open up this part, this will deflate. If you have it like this, you can inflate it here like you could put an electric inflator in. But of course, the neat feature of this is this inflator. So this is a piece of foam with the check valve, and when you press on this, it will inflate the pad. We can do this, and it's pumping air into the pad. Okay, so it's putting the air in there. I don't think there's much more I can show on my bench here. I'm going to find a more open area where I can inflate this. Okay, so I have more room here. So let's get the pad out. So I'll unroll it. We have this valve here. We want to make sure it's completely closed. And then we have the pump valve that we're going to open. So now when I pump this, it will put air into the pad. So now I'm going to inflate this and I'll use my foot. Okay, so I have that inflated all the way, and that's actually probably more inflated than I want it. I just wanted to fill it up all the way for this video. So now I can cap this off. And this is ready to go now. So now I'll turn it over so the valves are on the bottom side. And you can see on this end we have a pillow. So I'm going to try laying on it. So I'm around 6 foot tall, and when my shoulders line up with the bottom of the pillow, my feet are right at the end. Now when sleeping on this, my feet might kind of fall off the end, and that's not uncommon with sleeping pads for me. This is probably a little bit more air than I'd like, so I'll let a little bit of air out. Now I'll try that. Okay, so that's much more to my liking. So the pillow and the mattress are all one chamber, so when you do lay down on the pad, it does make the pillow very firm. So if you don't like that firm pillow, this may not be a good option. Now you could actually always put a pillow at the other end and raise your feet with this too. So I did have this out earlier and I took a nap on it and it was very comfortable. It does have some crinkling sound when you roll around on it, which is not uncommon with air mattresses, but I didn't find it very annoying. But if you're really sensitive to that kind of sound, then air mattresses in general are probably not something you're looking at. Next, I'll go over deflating this and rolling it up. So to deflate this, I'll open up the valve near the pillow. Now this is a 2-part valve, so if you open up the top part, you can actually use an air pump to fill this up if you're not going to use the foot pump. But then to deflate it, you'll open up the second part like this. Now I'm not going to roll this up yet. First I'm going to fold it up and push all of the air out to make it easier to roll up. Now that I have most of the air out, I'm going to open it back up. I'm going to fold it in thirds, and I'll start rolling it at the end with the pump. So that's the Ropoda inflatable sleeping pad with built-in foot pump. I really like how small and lightweight this is, especially considering that it includes a pump. If you've ever been camping in cold or hot weather, you probably know that a lot of the heat or cold comes from the ground. So sleeping on a sleeping pad can take you up off of the ground and isolate you from that temperature. Of course, if you take an inflatable pad, then you need to take a pump or you have to blow it up with your mouth. Blowing it up with your mouth can be very difficult, and a pump requires batteries. With something like this, you have a foot pump in there, and you may even have an electric inflator and you can use that with this, but then if the batteries are dead or the inflator breaks or something, this has that foot pump in it also. I found it easy to pump. It did take a couple minutes to fill up. As far as laying on this, I found it to be comfortable. I didn't like it fully inflated. I like it a little bit before it's fully deflated, so my body sinks into it a little bit, and I really like that this has a built-in pillow. So when you go camping, you don't have to take a pillow, or like me, I always forget my pillow. So with an air mattress like this, you don't need to take a pillow or have an inflator with you. So I think this would be great for camping if you're camping from a car or maybe backpacking a short distance. If you're doing some long distance hiking, there might be lighter options available. But I'd say this is relatively light. It's not going to take up a lot of room in your vehicle or with your camping equipment. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you liked this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.